So welcome back. Today's Saturday the 20th. I'm in the workshop again doing some bits and pieces on the CB. As you can see, I've got the engine here ready to go and be stripped. Hopefully I can get that done today, although I was having a bit of an issue trying to get the head and the barrels to split, so I've got to try getting some heat on that later. Once that's done and stripped, I'm going to be sending it off to Suffolk Vapor Blasting. I have to say a huge thank you to Michael, who's offered to do that for me, and it's going to save me a huge amount of time. I've also had the discs in the post, so I can now get on with the front discs and brake setup and get it over to Fastech hopefully by the end of this week. Once that's done, it means I can get the wheels off to Central to be built as well. The frame's also sitting there nearly done. I've got a few bits of welding to do and some bits to sort out, and then I can get that sandblasted and start looking at the paint on that at some point. As you can also see, there's another bike stuck its head into my workshop. That's another project I've got going on, and I will do a video to explain what else I'm working on later on in the series. But for now, I have to say a huge thank you to everybody that watched the last video and donated, and it's time for me to get on with some work. So a couple of parts just to open today. Got front discs for the bike. And I can go on with getting everything to fit. We're going to need a bit of a tidy up. Now I have to say a massive thank you to Warren at Ace's Engine Stands on eBay. I'll put a link in the description. Sending me this free of charge for the build. It'll make life a lot easier when it comes to doing the engine. So I can work on it nicely on the bench. So here's the discs for the front brakes. I need to just quickly look at what size spacers I need to get the offset right for the calipers, and then that'll be sent off to Fastech to get some spacers made. Engine's now on the stand that was donated by Warren. Makes it so much easier for me to work on. Looking forward to getting that done. So here's the head and the barrels off the bike. Now I think the issue is that obviously two dissimilar metals. This dowel here has caused an issue. So hopefully a bit of heat and some wedges that I've made up at work, I should be able to get that apart. It's good that I've got a spare head, but I haven't got a spare set of barrels for a 500, but if I can't get these apart today, I might have to look at trying to source another set of barrels, putting it back to 500 rather than the 600 it is at the moment, seeing as I've got most of the bits in boxes upstairs. Might seem a little crazy to some people, but I'm going to cook it for an hour, try and get some heat through it, and hopefully that will help us get the head and the barrels apart without doing any damage. So fortunately I was able to get the barrel and the head split without any damage, which is brilliant, saves us any more money being spent on the engine. So now time to get it stripped down, ready for vapor blasting and painting, and then hopefully see if I can get it back together again and working. Okay, so welcome back to the second part of episode 4. Today is Saturday the 27th, and that marks a month since we've been live with the project. I have to say I'm overwhelmed with the amount of support I've received from everybody and people who've shared the project. We're doing great on the crowdfunding side. I think we're at about 56%, and I've been able to reduce the target due to all the help I've received. Later on in the video I'll be going into who's donated parts for the build. This has been a great help. All I ask for people watching is that you go into the description for this video and pay some attention to the people that have donated those parts. I'll be linking to all their shops and websites. Now my plan for this week is to carry on with the frame for the bike. I need to get some bits done with the welding and sort of tidy that up, so that can be then sandblasted and ready for paint. I managed to get the engine stripped last weekend, but I do have one slight hold up now. The engine's bored out to 61mm, and although the piston ring gap is fine and they can be reused, I can't find a head gasket. I've ordered one from the States, but they're on back order due to COVID, so I'm hoping that this will get sorted and won't hold the project up too much, and I'm going to have to look into maybe getting one custom made if I need to. Other than that, the bits have gone to Fastech for all the manufacturing for the front end this week, and the engine will be going away for vapor blasting this weekend, ready for me to Cerakote it when it all comes back. So everything's looking good at the moment. The only hold up is that head gasket, so fingers crossed that's not going to stop us getting the bike on the road for May, but we'll have to cross that bridge as we come to it. So for now I'm going to get on and show you guys what I'm up to today. Please carry on watching the videos, do share as much as you can, like, rate and subscribe these videos. The more people that see them, the further this project will go. I was very fortunate this week to be on Radio Suffolk and been invited back on to talk more about the project, so that's very positive. If anybody has any media links that they think would be good for sharing this, please reach out and drop me an email so that we can get this out there as far and wide as possible. So here's where I leave it today after quite a lot of messing around with a grinder and a file. I much prefer it to how I did my own bike, which is rather annoying, but I was a little bit more confident now in my skills. Seeing as 90% of my welding is self-taught and learning from mistakes, not too bad, just a bit of tidying up to do tomorrow. Okay, so the parts of the bike are starting to roll in now. I've been contacting businesses and asking for help with the project and if they can do anything for me, and I've been amazed at the support I've got from everybody. So a few bits to show you guys. I've already had a donation of a cam chain from Colin at Trifan 44010 on eBay. I'm going to link all of these guys' shops in the description on the YouTube channel and on each video. All I ask is everybody sort of follows the shops, and if you can get anything from them for your bike or recommend them to anyone, please do. So that was a very generous donation from Colin. I have most of the fastenings for the bike here from Tina and Paul Clark at TSS Fastenings. They've done all the stainless for the engine carbs and the front engine mounts. I've also got the exhaust studs from Trevor at Vintage Machine Shop for the bike, which is a nice little feature. The guys at Sun Motorcycles have also donated some domed stainless nuts, which will do the inlet manifolds and the exhaust, so that tidies that up and makes it look neat. And then Debbie at zedsparts.com has donated very kindly the long engine bolts for me in stainless. So that one's the low one that does the foot pegs, and then the higher engine mount. Really, really nicely made. Check out what they do. They build some wicked bikes and they do some really cool fastenings for stuff. It's just these little things that make the difference on the bike, make it really do look a lot smarter. Also, Warren at Ace's Engine Stands donated this stand, which made life so much easier for me to strip the engine down. He does loads of stands for various different bikes, so I'm going to link to his shop as well. Check him out. We had Dan at Legend Motorcycles gave me a discount on the Petcock for the bike, which is great because the old one was a bit tired. All the filters and stuff were looking pretty rough, so we've got that. Nice donation from Dave, who has a small eBay shop that he runs personally. He's donated all the MGK spark plug caps for me. Really nice chap, some really kind words sent in the emails that he sent me. So check out his shop and show him some support. We also have the gasket set for the bike from Andrew Doherty. Now he donated this at sort of 50%, which was amazing. Again, really kind words through our conversation. Please support his business. He does have a load of stock that might be helpful to us, the people that work with old Hondas. The only thing I can't do with this is use the head gasket at the moment, so I'm still on the search for that 61mm gasket. John at Bellow Fox UK donated the clutch cable very kindly, which is brilliant, so please check their shop out as well, see if they've got anything you guys can use. Roger at Honda Classic, he was very kind enough to donate spark plugs for me and the oil filter. and offer to help with discounts on parts if I need it. So check out what he does and what they've got available. Got some really useful tooling for doing old Hondas and stuff. So check him out and know his stuff. And then lastly, the guys at ARH Customs kindly donated me a set of Built-Well recoil grips for the bike, chucked some stickers in, and very kindly sent me a nice message to say good luck with the build. So all this stuff has been sort of donated by people at a discount or for free, which is amazing. It helps the budget go that bit further and means that maybe we'll potentially end up putting some of the crowdfunding money into the pot for the donation for the charity. I've got some other bits on the way, but I'll be doing those as they come along in the next video, I think. So thank you to everybody that was involved in sending these parts. I look forward to getting them on the bike. Almost forgot one donation from the guys at BGM Cafe Racer. This isn't actually what they donated, but they gave me another alternator cover for the bike, seeing as this one was so corroded and cracked that I needed a replacement. But that's already gone off to be vapor blasted, that's why I haven't got it here to show. But thank you to those guys and check them out on their eBay shop. Okay, so that marks the end of episode 4. Thank you very much for watching. I'm happy with where we are at the moment with the bike in terms of getting things done. Bits and pieces being sent off makes life a little bit easier for me. Still a little bit of pressure on getting the hubs done to get over to Central, but that should be in hand over the next week, fingers crossed. Obviously the issue with the head gasket is going to hold me up at the moment, but I'm hoping that that will be sorted before we have to worry about it. I've got a spare engine I can run on the bike if needs be for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride in order to get it on the road, but hopefully we won't get there. Obviously I've got to get all the engine cases painted and stuff, so that's going to take me a little while, and then think about getting the frame painted and onto the tank, etc. I'm going to be laminating a seat base out of wood, seeing as that's what I do for a living, and that'll be sent off to Jason at Bike Seat Pro. I've got to say a huge thank you again to everybody that donated off the back of the last video, whether it was a donation financially or parts for the bike. It was a huge help for me. I was starting to get a little bit worried that we weren't going to make sort of the progress we needed, and now we still need to push with the crowdfunding side of things. I've got to look at stuff like getting the suspension service on the front of the bike. That needs to be set up for the rider, obviously, because the forks are off a different bike, so I'll be contacting people over that. Obviously we need to insure the bike as well when it comes around to the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. So there are still things we need to do. I've got some other bits and pieces on order from the States which are coming, so air filters, a mixture of jets for the carbs and various other bits and pieces I needed to tidy up the bike. So fingers crossed that will arrive over the next couple of weeks and I can show you guys what's gone there. I've also got the shocks coming from Hagen, which is brilliant, from Tony, and I'll be ordering the exhaust for the bike, which was sponsored by Katie Bespoke Journeys. So next video I should have some more parts to the bike and hopefully a bit more progress to show you guys. Also, I've got a new addition to my own workshop coming, something quite exciting. I've been invited to show this bike at the Malay Mile, so I bought myself something to race, fingers crossed if it works. And there's a couple of other events I'm looking forward to telling you guys about once I've sorted that and boxed it all off. So for now, thank you for watching. Please make sure you share the project and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We need to get this out there as far and wide as possible. It's slowly making progress, having been on BBC Radio Suffolk. I'm hoping that a little bit more media coverage will come as the bike gets further along the line. So if anybody has any links or knows anybody that might be able to give us a bit of press on the project, please drop me an email. All the information is in the description on this video and my about page on the YouTube channel. Just one little note, I've been invited to join Leslie Dolphin on BBC Radio Suffolk again on Wednesday, March the 10th at 3:30 till 4 o'clock to talk more about the project and why I'm doing it. So if you've got time, please tune in and have a listen.